Alright guys, so we're just going to dive right into today's video. Today I'm just going to go over the basics of macros and how those translate over into calories. So as I said in my last video about cardio, everyone has a maintenance level of calories, and that's also referred to as your TDEE, total daily energy expenditure, and that is going to be the amount of calories that you need to consume to maintain your current body weight. So like I said before, it's calories in versus calories out. So if you're consuming more calories than you're expending, then you're going to be gaining weight. If you're expending more calories than you're consuming, then you're going to be dropping weight. And if it's even, you're going to be maintaining your weight. So it'll be a factor of your activity level, your metabolism, and you're burning calories all day long, no matter what you're doing. Even when you're just sitting there, you're burning calories. So everyone's maintenance level is going to be different. So what you want to do is you want to estimate what your maintenance calories are, and consistently go with that for like a week or two, and see if you've lost weight, if you stayed the same, or you've gained weight, and then you can make an adjustment from there. So I'm going to show you guys a pretty basic and common formula to just get a baseline, just to get your starting calories. So you work off a scale of 14 to 16 grams per pound of body weight. So if you're very active, if you're maybe a little bit leaner, you're going to be closer to that 16. If you're not very active, you're a little bit higher in body fat, you're probably going to be lower down, closer to like 14. So I'm just going to use an example here. We'll use someone who's at 190 pounds, and let's say that their activity level is average. They're right in the middle, so we're going to use 15. So what we're going to do is just take the body weight, 190 pounds times 15, and that's going to be 2,850 calories. So that is our estimate maintenance calories right here, and that that could be a little bit off. That's why you need to consistently go with that for like a week or two and figure out if that's really where you're at. But this formula should get you pretty close to start. So where we want to go from here is, once you figure out what your maintenance calories are, say you go for a week or two, you stay the same weight, so right about 2,850, that's where you're just maintaining. So say you want to cut. Generally you want to be in a deficit of 250 to 500 calories. I recommended 500 calories. So 2,850 minus 500 is 2,350. So each day you're in a 500 calorie deficit, and your daily amount of calories consumed is going to be 2,350 for you to lose weight. And so we'll just start with an example of cutting, because I assume most people are looking at macros are looking to go on a diet. It's not always the case. Sometimes people are looking to bulk up, put on some muscle, but we'll just start off with this example. 190 pound person. This can work for males and females, this formula. 500 calorie deficit each day, so they're going to go on a cut. So let's get into macros. Macronutrients, there's going to be your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. So so one gram of protein and 1 gram of carb, those are both going to equal 4 calories. One gram of fat, it's going to equal 9 calories. So for example, when someone says what are the macros on something, you're going to look at the nutrition label. So I got a Quest bar here for an example. So let's see. So if you look at this label, someone asks what are the macros, you can see there's 9 grams of fat, 20 grams of carbs, and 21 grams of protein. So it's going to be 21 times 4, 20 times 4, and 9 times 9. So that's going to add up to your total calories. So next we want to figure out what breakdown of macros do we want to get to these calories. So let me. All right, let me back up for a second here. So 190 pounds. So let's start with protein. When you're cutting, you want your protein to be between about 1.1 and 1.3 grams per pound of body weight. If you're a little bit leaner, on the leaner side, you're going to want to be higher, closer to that 1.3. If you're a little bit if you have a little bit more body fat, then you're going to want to be closer to that 1.1. So I usually recommend about 1.2. So we go 190 times 1.2. That's going to give us 228. So 228 grams of protein. And we said 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories, right? So we're going to take that 228 times 4, 912. So every day you're getting 912 of your calories from proteins. Next, let's move on to fats. So for fats, you want to be anywhere between 0.3 and 0.4 grams per pound of body weight. This is going to come down to preference a little bit. If you'd like higher fat foods, or if you would rather have more carbs. For me, I like to stay closer to that 1.3 range because I'd rather have more carbs. So for this example, I'm just going to do what I do. So I do 0.3. So if you take 190 times 0.3, that's 57. So since 0.3 is on the low end of that scale, I would just bump this up to 60. It'd say 60 grams a day for fats. So sorry if it's getting a little messy. So we said 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. So we're going to take that 60 times 9, 540. So 540 of your calories each day are going to be coming from fats. So let's go back to what our cutting calories are, 2,350 calories, and we're going to fill in the rest with carbs. So we're going to take the 2,350 minus the 912 from proteins, minus the 540 from fats, and that's going to give us 898 calories from carbs. So, like proteins, we said one gram of carb is 4 calories. So we're going to take that 898 and we're going to divide it by 4. So 225. All right, so there are macros for this example. So someone who's 190 pounds with average activity level, they want to drop body fat and cut down and lose weight. We estimated their starting maintenance calories to be at 2,850. We want to be in a 500 calories deficit per day. So they're going to be at 228 grams of protein per day, 225 grams of carbs, and 60 grams of fat. So here's a baseline. They go with that, they consistently try that out, keep everything consistent. So they're going to go with these macros for a week, and they're going to keep everything consistent, and they're gonna track and see if they lose weight or not. So these macros can get played around with slightly. Some people prefer a little bit higher protein or a little bit lower protein. Like I said, let's try to keep it in that range, 1.1 to 1.3. fats and then carbs, you can fluctuate those as long as you're hitting these 2,350 calories per day, and it's not spilling over that. You're keeping your protein between 1.1 grams per body weight, your fats between 0.3 and 0.4, and then filling the rest in with carbs. Then you should see yourself dropping weight. And if you're not, then you're gonna have to make an adjustment. So you can either lower carbs, you can lower fats, a little bit of a combination of both, or you can increase your cardio. Because like I said in my last video, cardio is another tool to help you get deeper, or to help you hit this 500 calorie deficit. So here's what I also would recommend. I would recommend getting a body scale to weigh yourself, and I would do it the same way every single morning. I would do it the same time every day. Whatever you choose to do, just keep it consistent. What I choose to do is, first thing I get up, I weigh myself, I write it down, and that's how I track. And I let it, you're gonna fluctuate a little bit based off of like water weight, sodium level, when your last meal was. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, but I do track every single day, and then I look at it at the same day of every week. So every Monday morning, I look what was my progress last week. Do I need to make an adjustment, and how much? So that's something that I can help you with. So if you have any questions about that, go ahead and shoot me an email. And then I'll show you something else that I also recommend. This is pretty helpful. I have a food scale here. And this one's pretty old. I've had this for 3.5 years. I honestly need a new one, but it still works. And it'll measure like grams, pounds, and it's really helpful to be extremely accurate with counting your macros, because sometimes like I don't even really use these, because that'll work. It's gonna be consistent, but the best way to make sure you're being accurate is getting one of these. Because let me show you this. Most people don't. So let me just show you this. Most people don't really understand serving sizes and like just how much they're actually consuming. I know I didn't before I started weighing stuff out and actually like tracking my macros and measuring. So let me just show you this, because like I said in that example, that person, they get 60 grams of fat a day, which honestly really isn't that much. So like say peanut butter, for example, I got this peanut butter right here, this white chocolate wonderful. It's pretty good. So if you look at this label here, you see a serving size is 2 tablespoons or 32 grams, and from that the total fat is 14 grams already. So you're already at about a quarter of your fat for the day just from a serving of this, and carbs 11, protein 6. But peanut butter is a good healthy source of fats, but you just want to be careful. So like say, let me put this on the scale here, zero it out. So I'm going to show you one serving size of peanut butter. Let's see, minus 28. Alright, that's pretty close. That's 31 grams right there. Serving size is 32. So that's about a spoonful right there. You can see. I don't know about you guys, but like before I understood this, like I would eat a lot more peanut butter than just that. So I could eat all my fats just in peanut butter in one serving. So food scale, I definitely recommend it. Alright, I'll come back to that. It's definitely going to help you be accurate when you're tracking your stuff. The other thing, when you're cooking your food, olive oil has about I think it's 14 grams of fat in 1 tablespoon. So be careful what you're cooking with. I actually use this spray that's 0 calorie, this cooking spray, to cook my food, because I don't want to go over my fat and not realize it, because I actually used to do that my first year. I was cooking with olive oil and I was going over my fat and I didn't even know it. Another thing is watching out what you drink. I got this at the store just to show you guys this, because I don't drink pop unless it's diet, but I don't even drink diet that often, honestly. I drink a lot of Monsters and try to drink a lot of water too. But so this Coke right here is 16 fluid ounces, and you can see just from this one can of Coke, it's 190 calories and it's 52 grams of carbs, and you see it's all sugar. So a lot of people who drink a lot of pops, 3-4 a day, I mean, they're hitting the carbs they're supposed to be hitting just from pop, and they don't even realize it. So you just want to be careful with whatever you're drinking or eating and consuming, because it's all going to add up, and sometimes you might not even realize it. So, all right, so that was just an example of cutting. For those of you who might want to put on some weight, add some muscle, go in bulk, stick around, and I'm going to go over a quick example of that as well. I hope you guys can see this board. I don't really know. I can't tell if it's actually can show, but we'll use the same person as the example. Say they want to go on a bulk. Okay, so 190 times 15. Here's their estimated maintenance calories, and like we said, that those might need to be adjusted. Give it a week or two, and see how they work out for you. Say that you maintain your weight. That's what you go with. When you want to go into bulk, I would not go into a 500 calorie surplus. You can. I would go more like 250, maybe 300. You don't want to put on too much weight too quickly. I'd say maybe they say about half a pound a week. When you're cutting, sorry, I forgot to mention this. You want to lose about 1 to 2 pounds per week. That's a good range to be in, or maybe like 1% of your current body weight. So bulking, you want to put in maybe half a pound. You want to go up too quickly, or you're going to be putting on more body fat than you probably want. So let's go with 300 calorie surplus. This marker's not working. All right, I'm going to switch to green. All right, so that's going to be 3,150. Those are going to be your bulking macros. So very quickly, protein, you want to be one gram per pound of body weight. Some people might want to keep it up a little bit higher, a little bit more. If you're a little bit heavier, or I mean, if your body weight's a little bit higher, I don't know, you may not even want to go into bulk, but if you do, maybe keep it lower, like 0.8. You don't really need that much, but I'd say about for what I do, 1 gram per pound of body weight. So that's 190 grams of protein times 4, right? Which is 760. Fat, you could be 0.4. I do 0.4, but you can go higher if you want. You can go up to 0.5 grams per pound of body weight. I do 0.4, but this once again comes down to preference. I'd rather have more carbs, but so let's go with what I do. 190 grams times 0.4. 76 grams of fat, and times 9, 684 calories. Alright, so fill in the rest with carbs, right? So 3,150 minus 760 from the protein, minus 684 from the fats, and that's 1,706 divided by 4, 426 carbs. Okay, so if you're bulking 190 pounds, your estimated calories is going to be 3,150. So you're going to be at 190 grams of protein, 76 grams of fat, and 426 grams of carbs. So that's why some people like going on bulks, because carbs are good, right? So it tastes good. So that's just a basic overview of how to quickly set up and estimate what your maintenance calories are going to be at. So once you estimate that, go with it for a week or two. Make sure everything you do is consistent, and see what happens. See if you lose weight, maintain or gain, and then make an adjustment from there. So then if you want to go in a caloric deficit, subtract 500 from your maintenance. If you want to go in a surplus, add 300. If you just want to stay healthy, maintain your weight, use the formulas, but keep your calories right at the maintenance. So hopefully this helped. If you guys have any questions about macros or calories, feel free to shoot me an email. If you want me to work with you, I can do that as well. Any questions you can put in the comment section. And this was just a basic overview. I didn't want to dive too much into the details, so if you want to know more, then go ahead and ask me. And then maybe I'll eventually do another video where I break it down even a little bit further. But I just wanted this to be a quick and simple overview of how you can set up your macros and what they are, and what calories to use to get to your fitness goals. So thanks again for watching. I'm going to end this video here, and I should have another one up in the next couple of days.
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my